Mel Thompson, host of Progressive Action TV, founder of Progressive Action, transit and labor leader of New York City. We have some things to talk about today. A lot is going on, a lot is happening. Um, you know, people, I'm talking about transit workers getting firearms pulled on them, shot in the face with BB guns, assaulted. The same thing with the riders. Riders are being caught with firearms on the subway. They are robbing people with firearms and other weapons. It is chaos, anarchy happening in New York City transit. And we're here to talk about that today. I told you guys before, if the workers are not safe, then the riders are not safe. And we are finally starting to see that come to light. And it's something that we're going to talk about today. And as you can see, I have the Cash App on the screen. The Cash App is $ Progressive Action 100. Please feel free to donate to the platform. And you should see stars also if you're watching on Facebook. You could donate via stars. Please send your donations. Now, I'm going to jump straight into it, man, because there's a lot going on and there's a lot I'm going to cover today. This is going to be a very important show. All my shows are very important, but this one you should definitely pay attention to. Recently, a man flashes gun, steals MTA employees' work pass at Upper Wall Street train station. Workers are being attacked. Workers are being robbed while on the job in uniform, shot in the face. If workers are not safe, riders are not safe. I forgot to tell you guys, if you watching, please share out this live. It's very important that you guys share out these lives and share this information. It's like a each one, teach one situation. But if you've been living under a rock, an MTA worker was shot in the face with a BB gun up in the Bronx. Uncalled for, unprovoked. This subway conductor could have died. The pellet, and I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna put the pellet up right now. You know, a lot of people didn't get a chance to see this. This is the pellet from the shooting, right? So this conductor got shot in the face with a BB gun. The pellet got enlarged in his nose. He needed special surgery to get the pellet out. And this could have easily been a deadly situation if he would have got shot in his eye and it went to his brain or some other tragedy happened. But these assaults are uncalled for. The union isn't doing anything to protect us. The MTA is not doing anything to protect us. And look at the conductor's shirt. Look at the blood on his shirt. We do not come to work for this. We come to work to move the people, not get shot at, not have our uniforms stained with blood. And it seems to me that nobody is out there protecting us. The union is not protecting us. NYPD is not protecting us, or nothing is going on. So what ended up happening was the conductor who got shot in the face, and I'm glad that he's okay. He contacted me, and I told him, okay, I'm going to get your situation in the media. We're going to go to the MTA board meeting, and we actually went to the MTA board meeting. This is me and the conductor right here. And we took this picture before the MTA board meeting started. And, man, it was crazy. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play the video from the MTA board meeting so you guys can see what was said and what I said to them and how I presented the situation to them. And shout out to Lord S. De La Cruz. She's a station agent. She's speaking in the beginning of this video, speaking of the issues that affect station agents. But this is a good video to watch, and I will explain more after the video.
Our next speaker will be Lourdes de la Cruz, followed by Alexandra LaFleur.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm a station agent. I've done auxiliary work with the community affairs officers in the past. They are intermediaries between the public and the NYD, constantly in direct contact with the public to address concerns, conduct monthly meetings, etc. 2 weeks ago, I was informed we have NCO officers who are the intermediaries for transit. As employees, we had no prior knowledge of this. Managers were conducting monthly meetings last year during COVID with these officers. I was informed they haven't done so as often this year. My question is, why were the meetings solely for managers? They are not frontline employees. They do not experience the safety hazards we endure daily at all. I was also informed that the managers declined conducting monthly meetings with us present, stating that we would not attend on our days off. This is not the decisions to make. We were not even informed that we had an option. The managers also have contact with us, do not have contact with us only for matters of discipline. There is never any consistent dialogue about safety. We must go out of our way to contact them. So how are they allowed to make the determinations about the meetings without presenting it to us first? They have no clue the stresses we endure regularly. Many employees suffer from severe cases of anxiety, PTSD since being hired by transit. Being exposed to dangerous conditions hinders us from doing a great job because we do not feel safe and we certainly do not feel valued. A commanding officer advised me that there should be photos and contact information present for the NCO officers in booths and somewhere which is visible, which is not the case. We should be afforded the same opportunity to have the monthly meetings just as the civilians do with their respective communities. The manager should not be speaking on our behalf. Our concerns need to be micromanaged. It is starting to feel like our safety is an ask and is not insured. We do not want statistics on how much these things are improved. We want a remedy. Allied security cannot ensure our safety. They do not have intensive training to subdue or detain criminals or EDPs. With regards to the booth keys, if I have to run from the assailant, I cannot get in the booth expeditiously due to the issues with the locks. I will be dead struggling just to get inside of the doors. The average response for police is between 20 to 30 minutes just to arrive at the stations. Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
And that the system is safe. This shirt doesn't say that this system is safe. This shirt was worn by this conductor who was shot in the face last Monday. And none of you guys said anything about it. Not one word. And there seems to be, you guys is passing the buck. The union is passing the buck to the MTA. The MTA is passing the buck to NYPD. And nothing seems to be happening. You guys putting cameras in the stations as if that's supposed to deter crime. Guess what? There's cameras in every bank in America. It doesn't stop the bank from getting robbed. Now, you guys are also not following the PESH workplace violence. Why? Now, don't get it twisted. I want the riders to come back also. But the riders should not come back if we not safe. There's no plan for our safety here at this company. And I don't get it. But I'll tell you what. We're going to refuse this unsafe work. We don't come to work to get beat up. You guys like to play words with friends. Assaults. Oh, it's not an assault. It's an harassment. But guess what? We don't come to work for any of that. And what it's going to take, you guys saying the system is safe. It's a whole bunch of wonderful people in this room who I'm quite sure take the system. This place is crawling with security. It's probably more security here than people that's coming here to speak. If we not safe, how is the public safe? But you guys are safe because security is everywhere. And this shirt says you guys are not telling the truth. Now, I want to sit down with you guys and devise a real plan and listen to the people who's on the front line doing this work. Because I have more influence than Tony Utano and Eric Logel in subways. And if I start stopping trains from unsafe work, it's going to happen if we don't come up with a real plan to protect us while we out in the field. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really an issue in these subways. It's really an issue in these subways, and we are not in a position to stand down any longer.
Our next speaker will be Lourdes de la Cruz, followed by Alexandra LaFleur.
Who just don't, I won't even say that they don't care, but don't know how to fight.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
They don't have a real
I've done auxiliary
plan
work with
to
the community
protect
affairs officers in the past. They
transit
are
workers.
intermediaries.
They don't have a plan to protect us. What is their plan? Every election we go in, or every day we go in with a plan of, are we going to even make it home? That's what it comes down to with transit workers now. Are we even going to make it home safely? Because our union leadership, the people who's supposed to have our best interest, don't have a plan on how to protect workers. Now, like I said, the conductor got in contact with me. I contacted the media. I got the story out there in the media. I said, look, we're going to go to the MTA board meeting that Wednesday. I think Monday we did the news interview. Wednesday we did the MTA board. And shout out to the conductor, because he was on board with everything, and he wasn't afraid, and he wanted to make it happen. He wanted to get the word out there that transit workers are not safe, right? So what happened next? Now, all of a sudden, the union want to come out, and now they want to do, I won't even call it press conferences. They political press conferences where they only invite themselves and not the members. But I want to show you guys the difference between the work that Progressive Action do and the work that this union administration do, and their language and their body language and the way they get on their hands and knees and beg for people to protect us. But check this out. Listen to their interview that they did yesterday. And might I add, it took them over 2 weeks to respond, almost 2 weeks to respond to this via the media. But listen to what they had to say when they had the chance to shine.
Penalties for these types of assaults stiffer, but we need help. You know, this kind of thing would never, ever, ever be tolerated against other groups of workers in this city. Policemen, firemen, EMTs, you know, our members have been through enough. Over the last few years, the coronavirus pandemic, with these waves of assaults, it's enough. So we're hopeful we get a new mayor, that he's gonna, you know, do more for us, but everybody's got to step up and try to make this a safer subway system. The penalties for these types of...
Did you guys hear what he said? Did you guys actually hear the words that came out of his mouth? And they do, this was a press conference with two people. How would the public take us serious when they see that you're talking about a serious incident and there's only two people there? That's because it's all political for them. They don't care about the members. They only care about their political careers. And I'm talking about Eric Logel, RTO VP, who you guys should not vote for, and Jose Melendez, who you guys should not vote for. He is a great administrator of handling paperwork. He is not a division chair. Nothing. And he's following Eric, which diminishes his value off top. Because these people do not have minds of their own. They follow him, and he don't have the plan. He don't have the fight. He don't know what he's doing. And I'm going to break down to you guys what I'm talking about. Eric said, we need help. He's right. He's right. We do need help. We need help ushering in a new union who is going to fight for the members and put the members first. Because the union is now practicing service over safety. They care more about the subways and the buses running than they do the workers and riders being safe. Now, they can say, well, we don't have to care about the riders because we don't represent the riders. But you don't care about the workers either, because I don't see no difference in the way the riders are being treated and the way transit workers is being treated. Now, also, Eric also said this kind of thing will never, ever, ever, ever be tolerated against other groups of workers in the city: policemen, firemen, EMTs. You want to know why that this type of stuff won't be tolerated with them? Because they have real union leadership. They have real union representation. Eric, you saying that, and you so foolish that you can't even see it, that this is actually an indictment on your leadership. This shows how weak you are, because you are afraid to take action against the MTA. Why? Because your mentor, your daddy, your father figure, Tony Utano, tells you to stand down and don't go against the MTA. You know that because you haven't done one thing to protect transit workers in the field. You get in front of the media and you're begging. You're begging that someone come and save us, and you're the VP and you can't get the MTA or NYPD to do nothing to protect us. You saying that it would never be tolerated against the police, the firemen, and the EMTs is an indictment of how weak your union leadership is. You need to keep that in mind. Now, he also said he's hopeful we get a new mayor that will do more for us. You're begging. You're on your hands and knees. You control the subways, not whoever the next mayor is going to be, not Eric Adams when he comes in, not de Blasio. You want to know what? The governor don't even control the subways. You know who control the subways? The workers of New York City Transit control the subways. We could stop working unsafe, and I'm going to get into that later. But you are afraid. You are afraid of the MTA. You are afraid of Tony Utano, who's telling you to stand down, because he's not telling you to take action, because we already see what you guys are doing. You guys are standing down. You guys are standing completely down. Completely down. And it don't even make no sense. And you guys know that the subways are unsafe. You guys are just afraid to stop the unsafe work because you don't want to upset the MTA and you don't want to upset the governor. Right? You can't, you guys can't have it both ways. Say, hey, you know, the system is safe. Nah, you guys are admitting that the system is unsafe, but you don't have a plan to protect workers in the meantime. We seen that you guys are afraid to stop the unsafe work. We seen it during the pandemic, and we see it through these routine assaults that's happening to transit workers. We see it. But Utano, he took action for his family. Nothing for the workers, but he took action for his family. I need you guys to listen to this video by Tony Utano, who took action to protect his family from riding the subways, but took zero action for the workers who are working in the system for 8+ hours a day. He don't say nothing for his family for a bill to pass to protect them. He took direct action. Why isn't Tony Utano and Eric Logel taking direct action to protect transit workers? Let's listen to the video.
Comfortable place, and it should be a comfortable place, right? That's what it's there for. Is my children, if they tell me, Dad, I'm going to take the train into the city, you know, sometimes I say to them, you know what? Here's money. Take an Uber or take a cab, because I'm not you know, it's not a comfortable place, and it should be a comfortable place, right? That's what it's there for. Is my children, if they tell me, Dad, I'm going to take the train into the city, you know, sometimes I say to them, you know what? Here's money. Take an Uber or take a cab, because I'm not you know, it's not a comfortable place, and it should.
You heard what he said for his kids? Here's money. Take a Uber. Take a cab, because the subways is not a comfortable place. But it's not comfortable for his grown children. Utano kids is in their 30s. It's not safe for his grown children, who should be able to make their own decisions to ride the subways, but it's safe for the workers he's supposed to represent. You guys need to not ignore that right there. You guys do not need to ignore that. It's not safe for his kids, but it's safe for the thousands of members that he are sworn to represent. I just don't. I don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I do these shows so you guys can see, because moving forward, we are going to take action. We are going to take action. Now, more on Utano, right? So a chief article just came out, and Utano was trying to accuse Paulie, who's also running for president, who's the better choice for president than Utano. Let's get that clear. He said that Paulie basically said that he should have ordered members to walk off the job when the no mask edict was in effect, would have inconvenienced thousands of other essential workers in public safety and healthcare jobs. So Utano is basically saying that he didn't stop unsafe work during the pandemic because it would have inconvenienced other essential workers for public safety and healthcare jobs. Now, that is just an excuse. I'm letting you know, ladies and gentlemen, that is just an excuse. Because, all right, Utano, let's just say that, let's just give you that. Let's give you that one and say, you know what? You have a point. You couldn't stop the unsafe work because we needed the system to be running so other essential workers could go take care of the sick, the elderly, wherever they may need help at, right? But Utano, explain this. Explain this. During the pandemic, you guys didn't want to stop unsafe work, but you guys made sure that you were safe. This flyer, which was put out by the union, you guys canceled union meetings that you guys had to be to. You guys canceled executive board meetings that you guys had to be to. You guys canceled shop gates that's supposed to give information out to the members when they in depots, when they in crew rooms or whatever the case is. You guys canceled that. Lobby day was canceled, and all other events that take place at 195 Montague Street was canceled for March and April, and it was canceled for actually longer than that. But this was the first flyer that they put out regarding stop them protecting themselves, right? And also, I think in the last video that I did, my last show, Utano said that he bought computers and phones so everybody could work from home. So Utano, let's just say that, like I said, you was right with this chief article. Let's just say that was the case, that you didn't want to stop the unsafe work because you wanted to make sure essential workers got to where they need to go to take care of the rest of the city. Then why did you guys make sure that y'all was safe during the pandemic and work from home and had computers and phones and y'all just had that electronic contact instead of being out in the field with the members? See, you could fool the people who don't know no better, but you can't fool the members who are paying attention. And you guys rely on members not paying attention to sell your snake oil. This is what you guys do. You guys do this all the time. And I want to make something clear. January 1st, 2022. If Stand United wins, we are going to take direct action against Stand United and their administration and the MTA, because the MTA and Stand United is working hand in hand to put our lives in danger, to make sure discipline stays at an all-time high, and to make sure workers on workers' comp are not getting paid. They are doing that. Why? Because the union is doing nothing to fight against the MTA during these three constant routine things of how the MTA attack us. So starting January 1st, 2022, what will we be doing different? We will, as a membership, department by department, we will opt out of COPE. COPE is Committee on Political Education. When you first came to the MTA, you probably don't even remember. The union had you fill out these cards. Everyone experienced this. And like I said, you probably don't remember. And if you check your check stub, you probably see $2 coming out your check, $5, $10, whatever you decided to at that time. But members, and what is COPE? COPE is basically the money that the union use to give politicians who do nothing for us, who don't push real legislation to protect transit workers, who's never on our side when we get assaulted. They pick and choose when they want to come down. And they just don't have our best interests. So starting January 1st, 2022, we will, as a union, opt out of COPE. Now, I put a dent in this before. Now I'm ready to take it all away. The union is not listening to us. These politicians are not listening to us. They are not putting in real legislation to protect transit workers. So we must take action. And we will take action. No more of this funny business. So now, like I said, the union administration used these COPE payments to fill these politicians' political coffers and to stand next to these politicians for their own selfish, I don't even know what to call it, but it's not for the members. It's only for them. It's for them to go back to their family and say, hey, look, I was standing next to Cuomo. Oh, hey, look, I was standing next to the governor. I was standing next to the mayor. I was standing next to this councilman, this councilwoman. That's what they use it for. They do not use these COPE payments to push for real legislation to protect transit workers. Name one politician who has been on our side day in and day out when it came to anything that affected transit workers. I'll wait. Now, the only way to get any entity who's not listening to you, but they rely on you to get money or make money, is to boycott them. So yes, they could print this up. They can chop this video up. They could do whatever they want. I am pushing the members to boycott Local 100 COPE fund until they start listening to the members' interest. That's what we're going to do. January 1st, 2022. That's going to be the first action that we take against Local 100. If you want to opt out now, I will give you the directions on how to do it. I will give you the directions on how to opt out of COPE if you want to opt out of it now. But we're going to take action January 1st, 2022. We're going to boycott the union COPE fund. Part 2. This one is for the MTA. We will not do any more unsafe work for transit. No more unsafe favors for transit. That will start coming to an end January 1st, 2022. It should actually start now. But you want to know what? We're going to start that January 1st, 2022, whether Stand United wins or not. This is coming regardless. Because once again, they are not listening to us, and they treat us like we are prisoners. They do not treat us like we are adults. So what we're going to do with that, like I said, we will not do any more unsafe work for transit, specifically speaking in RTO, and we will move in other departments to decide how we will not do unsafe work, right? I'm going to speak to my people in buses that's in progressive action. I'm going to speak to my people in stations that's in progressive action. I'm going to speak to my people in every department on how we're not doing no more unsafe work, and it will cease January 1st, 2022, unless the MTA comes down and sit down with the people who really control that, and that's us. I have more influence in subways than Tony Utano and Eric Logel put together. I have more influence than anyone in the MTA when it comes to subways, and I'm going to use my influence to stop unsafe work until they start taking us seriously. Now, one of the things that we're going to stop doing is investigating unattended packages and altercations on the train. That will come to a cease. We have protection from PESH that sustained our complaint that said that we should not be doing that. We should not be investigating unattended packages, and we should not be investigating altercations on our train. The MTA say, hey, look, there's a unattended package. Can you go get it? No, it is unsafe. I don't know what's in that package, and we have a PESH ruling that sustained our complaint regarding that. Let me see if this is the make sure this is the right PESH ruling. Yeah, so this is the right one right here. This is the PESH ruling right here. That sustains our complaint on why we should not investigate unattended packages or altercations aboard our trains. This is against PESH workplace violence. But we do this day in and day out because RCC use these aggressive tones to make it look like that you have to do it. You do not have to do it. Right? It's unsafe. January 1st, 2020, I will be everywhere. I will probably be back working, and I will be everywhere in the system, handing out flyers, handing out postcards, doing shop gates, telling you guys that we're going to stop this unsafe work until the MTA come to their senses and start doing the right thing with the members. The second act we will take against the MTA is isolating train cars with bodily fluid in it. Bodily fluid can be blood, urine, vomit, feces, no matter what it is. If you can't identify what it is, then it's unsafe. You are not to isolate that train. That train is unsafe. You tell RCC that it's unsafe for me to isolate this train. I do not have the proper PPE. You are not even supposed to step in urine or blood or whatever the case is. You're not supposed to step in it. PESH considers that contact. OSHA considers that contact. We go sit in those boring right to know classes. What is it, every year or every other year? We go sit in those boring classes and they tell us what it is, right? And we continue to do the MTA favors and they treat us like trash. They treat us like trash. So January 1st, 2022, isolating train cars with any type of biological waste in it is a no-go. I got the complaint right there on the screen. It is sustained by PESH. It is unsafe. You do not have the proper PPE to do the job. You don't have the and if they do give you the proper PPE, they got to give you a bag to put it in, right? You need a place to wash up on the train, and it will not happen. So until the MTA start doing the right thing, then we're going to do the right thing for them. No more of this silliness. No more of the silliness. Now, the MTA punish us every day for discipline and in turn takes money out of our pocket. It is our turn now to start taking money out of the MTA pocket. They also play with our workers' comp. Right now, and I'm not speaking from someone else or third person. I'm speaking for myself. The MTA played these weird, and they still playing these weird comp games. For those who don't know, I'm still not getting paid, right? But it's all good because I know how to hurt them. I know how to safely boycott the MTA. Stop doing the unsafe work for them. Stop doing the unsafe work for them. They don't want to pay us they take this money out of our discipline, right? They give us 70-30 or we take the straight discipline. It's all about money for them, right? They play these games as workers' comp where they don't want to pay injured workers when they know that we're injured. They routinely deny members their workers' comp money, right? So how do you take money out of the MTA pocket? You stop the unsafe work. Every time you take a train out of service, the MTA loses money. Every time you take a train out of service, the MTA loses money. And they want to take money out of our pockets due to injury or illness. We're going to take money out of their pockets due to unsafe. Stop doing unsafe work to them. It's plain and simple. Oh, Tramel, why the union didn't think about this? Because the union don't care. They represent the MTA. They only represent the members when it's time for them to represent the members, when the heat is on them. And they do the minimal. They do the minimal. They do not do the most to protect the members. It's MTA first. Then it's their reputations, and then it's the members. We're not top on their priority, and we're going to stop asking to be on a priority list. We just going to start taking action. So once again, January 1st, 2022, we're going to stop paying COPE and 2-hour COPE. If you want to learn how to stop paying it now, I'm going to send you the information on how to opt out of COPE. And the second one is the MTA. We're stopping the unsafe favors for them. I just put the PESH, the sustained PESH complaints on the page. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up regarding that. And we're going to start taking action.
Days on the job. Then I think 10 years on the job. You get 15 days, 60% of your...
Get out of that. Just had that with y'all video playing. And we're going to get into with y'all because you talking about... Hold on 1 second. Let me plug up this computer. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so I almost didn't have my computer charged up. About to get crazy for a second. But look, there's a lot of clowns in this union. It's a lot of clowns in this union. They come in all different shapes, sizes, colors, creeds. It's a lot of clowns. Linwood Witchard, a.k.a. collard greens or cornbread, is one of those clowns, right? Now, I'm going to play a video, and it looks like he's at Kingsbridge Depot, I think. Look like he's at Kingsbridge Depot. I'm going to play a video of this guy being a clown, and I'm going to debunk some of these things that he said in the video, right? I need you guys to really pay attention to this clown. He's a clown. He's a sideshow. You ever been to California or Venice Beach, and they got these little houses on the beach where you got some people stepping on glass. You got a guy standing on a milk crate dressed in gold, just standing still, not moving. And then he start moving. That's what Linwood Witchard is. In New York City, he's one of those guys that play 3-card Monte to try to fool you or put the ball up under 3 cups and start moving the cups around and try to swindle you out of your money. So you could try to guess where the ball is. That's Linwood Witchard. Now, I'm going to play a video from this clown because that's what he is. He's a clown. I'm going to play a video from him, and then I'm going to show you guys, because I always come through with the receipts and the invoices of how these guys are selling you hopes and dreams. Check it out.
Hey, up to 30 years of someone on the job, you get 30 days. That's in excess of someone worth $10,000. And it's still pensionable, is that right? And it's pensionable. Contract. Then you go to section 2.7 in your contract, which is workers' compensation. I totally revamped it when he came in now. You're getting people paid in excess of thousands of dollars. Am I right? That's correct. I totally revamped that since I came in. And you're getting quick and expeditious responses.
There's a direct pipeline now.
You got a direct pipeline. I type 70 words a minute. I'm rule, regulation, policy literate. Rule number 1, positions and appointments. Rule number 2, knowledge and compliance of rules. Rule number 3, address and telephone. Rule number 4, general duties, obligations of employees. Rule number 5, reporters of duty. Rule number 6, paychecks. Challenge me? They can't. Bring that stuff in here? They can't. Come on, come see me. All that Facebook clown crap. Oh, man, I live, breathe, and die on truth. All these guys on Facebook and all this, you progressive action, you're progressively wasting your time. Ask them what are the fair concepts of a management transformation plan. What is it? It's out. Management's already moving. What is it? Come say you're going to come to a union and fix it in? Destroy this union? Yeah, I said it. I speak like this everywhere I go. Yes, you do. You don't fucking bow to nobody. Stand tall. I'm standing with this president. Not because he's white, but I'm going to take that gray hair, and I'm going to take all that knowledge that he has, and we're going to work it. Because he put forth it. This is what I came with today, and I'll leave you with this. Half of y'all going to go home and get these mailers. There are 6 modalities to a learning style to people. Some people are print. Some people are what is called tactile. Tactile means they must learn by doing or they need some discussion. Some people are kinesthetic. That means they learn by motion. But here you got it in black and white. Here. All these tangible things we brought forth via this contract under this president, this administration. Earl Phillips, let me tell you something about Earl Phillips. He's one of the quietest, smooth operators. Him and that president, they cheat on a job. They let that money go in their union. They make sure it's meticulously spent in the right direction. When Richie Davis goes there, you got to give this president a design. Here's the president's movement. Wow, this thing can tell me speaking. Here's what he did. You sit like this, he's thinking. And he's twiddling them damn two thumbs together in the back. He's thinking. He's thinking. And we come out on top. So I'll leave you with this young queens and young people. You got intelligence here. You got power. I come out of the Station Department. Been in this game over 33 years. And I moved it. I put together class action complaints, wrote it myself and typed it myself, and get actions done. This man know what he got with me. I'm a soldier for writing. I'm the type that you put me on your team, I'll die for what is right. You can't punk me. Can't punk nothing. Stand tall to this. So I'll leave you with this. This vice president of yours, masterful. Our president, masterful. I seen him sit before the table. I wouldn't be with him the way I talk if he couldn't do it. I seen him sit before the table for management and twiddle them damn thumbs. We come out winners. My whole entire career in this union, and I've been back with something all of them. This contract is full of benefits that you can have a sound exit plan. If you know how to extrapolate it and diversify your portfolio and take that 401k, take that pension loan, take section 2.6 of the contract, which is sick, you know how to diversify all of that together and make your life great in your own time. And your boy, vice president, I'll leave you in peace.
That was a comedy show. It wasn't even funny jokes. But this is the sideshow acts that they pulling during campaign time. We are in one of the most serious times as transit workers in New York City. And they going on a depot tour telling jokes, right? Now, Witchard is a station agent. Guess what title is being sold out the fastest than any other rate in this union? Station agents, right? And Witchard is a part of that. He signed off on, guess what? Cleaners, contracted cleaners, taking work from the union cleaners. Linwood Witchard, cornbread, collard greens, whatever you want to call them. Witchard also signed the contract before he even got in. So Utano already knew that he could control Witchard. Witchard is representing one of the most attacked departments by management. And he has done nothing to protect them. He is on a comedy tour from depot to depot to depot, and he's not putting in the work or doing the work to protect station agents and the stations department as a whole. Witchard is a clown. Now, he made a statement about You know, Utano, when he's sitting there and he twiddling his thumbs and he's over there, he's thinking, and it's BS, right? I am a psychology major. I am a master at reading body language. And it came before I went to college. I was born with this. I just went to college to go get the credential. Right? Which y'all don't understand how much he played Tony Utano during this entire thing when he said Utano just sit there twiddling his thumbs. Let's look at what does that mean in psychology. Twiddling your thumbs is associated with people who have OCD, right? And not only that, twiddling your thumbs may be the result, and it says it right there on the screen, of nervousness, anxiety, boredom, or habit, right? But it's mostly tied to OCD. Now, we know that Utano is a coward, so it makes sense why he would be nervous. We hear when he talks, he doesn't talk with confidence. He talks like he's nervous. Utano is not the type of person to fight anybody. So putting Utano in any kind of fight will cause anxiety for Tony Utano. And with y'all, to be honest, he probably afraid of you. You was doing backflips in front of him. You be going into these weird outbursts. 1 minute you got something tied around your arm like the Ultimate Warrior. Next minute you want to be a kung fu master. Next minute you think that you're cool with Al Sharpton. You're all over the place. You're all over the place. But we seen your type before. You in that house and we in that field. You not one of us. You one of them. You're one of them. And you make us look bad as a race. I'm telling you that. As a black man to black man, you make us look bad because you act like a clown. You act like a clown. And you got to understand what y'all, these people are not laughing with you, fool. They laughing at you. You are a sideshow. You have done nothing for this local but sell out your department. And for some strange reason, you can't go anywhere without talking about progressive action. Why are you talking about progressive action if we don't know what we're talking about or we're not doing anything? The only time we talk about you is when you talk about us or me, because progressive action is really Tremel Thompson, right? But when you see me, yo, brother, I got love for you. I got this and that. But as soon as you get in front of these cameras and you grab that mic, you turn into sideshow Bob. But members, I need you guys to look. This is who's going to the table representing you. This is who is going to sit down with the MTA leadership representing your best interests. This is who is sitting down with the politicians and the governor representing your best interests. This is who is going to sit down with Eric Adams, the future mayor, representing your best interests. Do you feel comfortable with a man that's a walk-in sideshow representing your best interest? This is what we have here. Would you hire a lawyer who you seen act like this with their clients? Would you hire this lawyer? You wouldn't hire this lawyer. You'd be like, yo, nah, this guy's a joke. Nobody don't take him serious. I can't do nothing with him. But this is what we are working with in Local 100 because we don't make the right decisions when it comes to electing officers. Right now, the union is playing a new game right now. They're playing a new game. And the new game is the ballot game again. The ballots went out this Monday. I have yet to get my ballot. Plenty of other members have yet to get their ballot. And members have been calling the AAA to see what was up with their ballot. And the union gave in the wrong address to send the ballots off. They sending the ballots to people old address. They were supposed to use a mail forwarding system because if you notice, you will get all the union propaganda. You will get their comic book, as Joe Campbell call it. You will get these calendars. You will get all types of stuff regarding the union, right? But when it comes to the diplomatic part of it, you don't get your ballot, right? So right now, they are in violation of the election rules. Right now, they are in violation of the election rules. If you want information on how to get a ballot, Roberto did a video within this past week giving the number for the ballot. You could call the number AAA and request a new ballot and just to see what address they have for you. And it's probably one of your old addresses. It's probably one of your old addresses. But what I suggest, we can't vote in these clowns. Utano, he just don't have it. Utano just don't got it. Eric Logel don't got it. Jose Melendez, nice guy, will help you out. An administrative guy. He's someone. Jose Melendez is a male secretary. And there's nothing wrong with male secretaries, but we need fighters. We need fighters. Jose Melendez is a male secretary. Like I said, nice guy, very administrative, but he has no fight. He has no fight. We have to get rid of these guys who don't have any fight. And the only fight and argument they have is that we have all the experience. Well, let me ask you guys a question. How far has this experience advanced this local? Because we've been doing more losing this past decade than winning. We have lost more than gain within this past decade. So how much experience is playing a part in advancing the interest of transit workers? You guys have to make the right decision this election. The ballot should be soon to your mailbox. If you don't get a ballot by next Monday or Tuesday for sure, please get in contact with AAA. Watch Roberto's last video on the page, and he gives you all that information. But we cannot continue to move in this direction, or we won't have any jobs. We won't have any worker protections. With a union, we are losing because they are nothing but phonies. They are nothing but mannequins. They are not fighters. They are not leaders. They are not thinkers. They are not. And like I said, January 1st, 2022, we will be taking action against Stand United if they'll win. We're going to start with COPE and the MTA regardless, unless they come to their senses and say, Trammell, what do you have in mind to make things better? Because I warned them about this about 3 years ago. I told them, I said, look, the union is not representing our best interest, and they not telling you guys what's really going on. Sooner or later, the members are going to start taking action. And you guys are going to be left holding the bag. Because guess what? Nobody in the MTA could tell Tony Utano or Eric Logel, can you please get Trammell under control? They can't do that. Now, what the union actually did tell the MTA is that we have to find out a plan on how to get Trammell fired. That didn't work. They tried every trick in the book. That didn't work. So now I'm going to start taking action. And I already got people in play to start. I could start this today if I want. But we go wait to January 1st, 2022. If the union forget the union. If the MTA do not sit with the members themselves and divides something tangible that will be beneficial to the workers of New York City Transit, something that's fair regarding discipline, fixing workers' comp, January 1st, 2022, they're going to start losing a lot of service due to workers stopping unsafe favors for the MTA. We're going to stop. So I know the MTA listened to this show, and I've been playing nice for a very long time. Now it's time to take action. I think you guys need to get in contact with me. Let's talk, and let's find something equitable and fair that will help boost morale around here. That you guys are not looking to discipline us versus counsel us or some other type of passageway to make us better employees. Because this is another thing that I don't get. Some managers, such as Tawala, who's he mainly on the A-line, such as Oler, who's in flagging, such as Paul McPhee, they take pride in discipline. If a manager is giving out a lot of discipline, that means that they are doing poor managing. Giving out discipline is not how you should manage. And this is what happens here when you're dealing with Tawala, Oler, Paul McPhee, Charles Henschke, some other superintendents on the A-line, and throughout the system. That's not going to be tolerated anymore. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And I'm tired of the onus being on us to change, and management is doing nothing to change their ways. That's coming to a stop. We need to have a conversation. And you guys, you could take your stance and say, hey, Tramel, you're not a rep. You're not a rep. We can't talk. All right, you ain't got to talk to me. That's cool. Remember, I got more power in subways and influence than Tony Utano and Eric Logel combined. You guys see the Cash App on the screen? Donate to the platform. To everyone who's watching, donate to the platform. Share out this show. And we're going to continue bringing the message to the members. We are not tolerating anything else. January 1st, 2020 will be the date. It'll be judgment day for the MTA. We're going to take back our power. We're going to take back our respect. And we're going to hold them accountable for their poor managing throughout this whole entire system. Once again, I have more influence and power than Tony Utano and Eric Logel in subways. Have a nice day.